going on? Playing versus practicing. You know, sitting around playing your guitar at home, it's an enjoyable thing, but it's not going to necessarily push you forward. First of all, when it comes down to practicing, you have to keep in mind that you can't do everything all the time. You know, no player in the world, you know, Yngwie sweeps all the time, you know, but I'm sure his reggae rhythms suck. You can only be good at so much at the same time. So if you're working on your picking on a consistent basis, your picking might be really good, but if you're going, you know, into playing like a really downbeat rhythm, you might be a little off because all you're thinking about is picking and not your strumming. If you're going to further yourself, if you're going to move forward, you're going to have to practice. Practicing is working on things you don't know, building up your speed, or you know, tightening things up, doing exercises, working with a metronome, playing different patterns, jamming on scales. Practicing, you need to have some sort of regimen. You know, you can practice whatever you want, whenever you want, but let it be known that you can't keep up with everything that you're practicing. If you're really working on building your speed, other aspects of your playing are going to suffer. It's just a matter of, you know, give and take, and it takes a long time to build yourself up anyway, branch it out, you know. Doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that definitely tends to be more productive than trying to do one thing all the time. Playing is more loose and kind of on a enjoyment tip. It's not necessarily supposed to stress you out. Playing is more of a stress reliever. If I spend too much time practicing, you know, and only worrying about pushing forward and making myself faster and better, I don't think about the playing aspect of it. Which is the enjoyment aspect. You know, nobody really likes to practice. It's just not as fun as sitting around playing, but you have to keep a regimen of playing and practicing. You have to make sure that you're getting both of those inside of your routine. Also, there's a big difference between jamming and writing. There are garage bands all across America full of rooms full of little kids that are playing 3 power chords, jamming out and not necessarily really putting anything together. A lot of times I can sit in a room with a band and play a million songs, million notes, million jams, and not really come up with anything. A jam can turn into a song, but it's the writing process that really makes it come to life. You can jam on just about anything. 1 note, 2 chords, whatever. Writing is more about the thought process. Jamming, you don't have to think at all. It's all in the moment. It's all as you go. When you're writing, you want to think about where you're at, because that's going to help you remember where you were and where you're going. I always say that writing comes from the head and not necessarily from the fingers. When you're writing, you want to make sure that you have a vision. You try to take what's in your head and to put it out. Even if you start writing based upon something that you jammed out, you still want to take control of that idea and harness it to push yourself forward. Whereas jamming, you do whatever the heck you want. Free your mind and let your fingers follow. You know, jamming is in the moment. Writing is forever.